Yo, what up, YouTube? Is Ra? And let me holler at you real quick. Stop playing it safe. You're not gonna get anywhere playing it safe. Policing your ideas and not letting your imagination run wild is not gonna help you. You don't have to follow the trends if you don't want to. You don't have to follow what everybody else is doing if you don't want to. If you like it and you actually enjoy what is popular, there's nothing wrong with liking what's popular. It's popular for a reason. It's not about being better, having a superiority complex. It's about if you have a different idea and it's not trending, still put the idea out. Still put all your hard work and all your energy into whatever ideas you have. You could be the next trend. You're worried about whatever is trending. You're worried about what everybody else is doing. You're worried about following the status quo when, wait a minute, hold on. What if you start the next trend? What if you set the next trend? Now everybody trying to be like you, but you won't get anywhere. You won't go nowhere if you're following everybody else because you're afraid that people laugh at you. The people that made the same trend that you're following right now, somebody laughed at them when they first started it. See, everyone thinks that someone just magically makes a trend and just goes crazy. Now, sometimes it does, but at one point, someone laughed and said, "You can't do that. You can't make the type of music. You can't do that. You know." Let's say you listen to rap. Rap wasn't always around. Rap wasn't around 100 years ago. You know, metal wasn't around how many years ago? Like, everything had a creator. Everything, rock, metal, country, pop, whatever it is. And not even just music, everything. You drive a car, you catch a flight, somebody had to create that. So instead of following the trends and policing yourself and saying, nah, I can't do that, that's stupid. How about you actually put the energy into it, and now everybody following you. Now everyone's crediting you. Now you are that person that started something that everybody else is doing. You know? Now you're getting the praise. All that praise that you wanted, all the respect that you wanted, the admiration, now they're doing it to you because you started something. You know, you created something and brought something to the table that no one ever thought of. That could be your next meal ticket. That could be your next business plan. That could be your next, opportunity of taking this somewhere and making it to the top. That connection that you might want. You might make get opportunity and make connections with the people, and you might be able to take your idea to worldwide. You never know. It might become mainstream. Now instead of being a follower, you're the leader. You're leading by example now. Not everybody's all like, wow, like that's crazy. But it's not crazy now because it's real now. You took the idea and you materialized it into something real. And it's all thanks to you saying, okay, like, I don't know, I might be going out on a whim here, but let me try. That's all you can do is try. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to, feel fear. If it doesn't work, else it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't go through. Okay, you can go back to what you was doing, or you could try something else. You could think of something else. That's all that's gonna happen. If it doesn't take off, no one's gonna know it didn't take off because it simply didn't take off. That's the whole thing. So you're worried, saying, "Oh, everyone's gonna see you fail." If you put an idea out and the idea didn't take and it didn't turn into anything, nobody saw you fail because it didn't work. No one saw it. No, the only thing that worked, and it doesn't matter even if they did, at least you tried. Somebody laughing at you saying, "Oh, it didn't work." At least you tried to make something work. At least you tried to make something into something. At least you tried to turn nothing into something. That's all you can do. At least you tried. You can look yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, I tried to make something shake. I tried to make something work." So the only person that you're going against is you. And what I mean by that is that you're trying to outdo yourself. Every step of the way, every step you take, you're trying to outdo yourself. That's your competition. You creating something new. So if you're trying to create something new, there is no competition in that field because you're trying to make something new. Embrace that. Embrace that you want to try something different. You want to do something different. And no one should shame you for that. And if they do, so what? Every person that had an idea before you was shamed too. Don't let anyone tell you any different. It's all going to fall into place. You might have 50 ideas before one work, and that's okay. And sometimes just because it doesn't instant work, everything isn't instantaneous. So just because it didn't work in an instant doesn't mean that you might not be able to use that same idea later. Sometimes you're put in a position where that idea you had was before its time. So you might have tried something 2 years ago and it didn't work. Like, no one cared about it. And you try again now, and it's all like, whoa, now it's the most viral thing ever. Now it's going crazy. Now everybody's like, why did we have this before? But since they're late to the party, since they're new, they're like, they don't know that you already tried this before and it didn't work, but now it's working. because you were before your time. Sometimes you ahead of the curve. Sometimes you ready and everybody else need to catch up to you. They not ready. They not on time. They not on moving on your wavelength. They not moving with how your mind at the same pace as you. And that's okay. You put the idea out, you put the work in, and eventually they'll have to catch up to you. You not following them, now they following you. They got to catch up to what you got going on. Don't play it safe. Think outside the box. Embrace that. We need new creators. We need new artists. We need more people who are embracing their uniqueness. That's what makes the world go round. That's what makes the world great. And don't let anyone tell you different. Imagine how the world would be like if everybody was the same. You know? That's how you put yourself in a position to think, okay, like, I know I'm doing something right. As long as you are at peace and you're happy with what you're doing and you're confident you're having fun at what you're doing, then you know you're doing something right. Even if it ain't working yet. But eventually it will. It just takes time. But hey, it's Rod. Like, comment, subscribe if you new, if you like. And you got this, homie. It's already yours.